Hi, I'm Annie, a first-time listener, long-time KFC fan. I am the relationships manager at Reach Out, so I have the wonderful opportunity to work with some of our incredible corporate partners, including KFC and the KFC Youth Foundation. I'm from Reach Out, who is the leading online mental health service in Australia, all about helping young people and their families feel better when life doesn't go as planned. So for over 27 years, but we have been the world's and Australia's first online mental health service. And since the beginning, we've always realised how important the internet could be and the role it could play in supporting young people, no matter where they are in Australia, always knowing that there is a safe place, an anonymous place for them to turn to figure out what's going on in their lives, help them connect with people who understand what they're going through, and help them manage their challenges now and in the future. So Reach Out is free, anonymous, and 100% online.
I've actually had the pleasure of working with you before on a few different things, and I just want to say that, every time you guys provide any sort of support and resources to us specifically, it is something that we wholeheartedly appreciate. And I know from firsthand experiences that some of that stuff has really made a difference to our teams in store. So it's very awesome to be a part of the partnership that we have and also see the impact that it has on our employees.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I've got a very fond memory of going to the drag trivia with Red Sauce, and it's been, such an incredible community that you guys have created, and just having the opportunity to be able to support you guys when, whether it's mental health or any of that kind of stuff it is so wonderful to see too.
So I think we'll go into a little bit more around Reach Out and the services it provides. But before we do that, what do you think is the biggest challenges young people in Australia are facing right now?
Oh, that is a very good question. Honestly, it's just a very different and uncertain environment that young people are growing up in now. I think every generation has had its challenges, but for young people, there's, between cost of living, world bad news, understanding the impacts of the pandemic, a social media ban, will they be able to buy a house? I think there's just a lot of these really big uncertainties that can be really compounding for young people who, being a young person is already so challenging, but when you have these really big issues that feel bigger than yourself and you're not really sure how you can help or what your future means, it can have a really big impact on young people's mental health. Being a teenager, finding out who you are, going through puberty, your identity, leaving school. So I think, those really big uncertainties and big world challenges can feel like a lot for young people, and as they're trying to navigate their place in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I can definitely resonate with a lot of that, not only myself as a young person that's lived through the last decade, but also, working so closely with our restaurant teams where the vast majority are young adults and dealing with this stuff on the day-to-day. What type of changes do you see in the lives of young people when they connect with Reach Out?
I think for a lot of young people, it's just being seen and being knowing that their experience is worth help seeking, is being understood by someone who's walked in their shoes before, and knowing that they don't have to go at it alone. A lot of Reach Out support is about, we have over 700 pieces of online content that's all about just, hey, what are you experiencing? What are some ways you can get support? Or it's connecting with a peer worker and just being like, hey, talking to someone that has been through it and has gone to the other side, and really validating those emotions. And I think for a lot of young people, it can feel like it's you against the world. And just knowing that there is someone there who hears you, who can understand and feel relatable, I think is really important. A really important part of Reach Out service.
Yeah, I definitely echo that. I think a lot of the resources that you guys provide in store definitely take that point of view of your voice matters and what you've got to say is important, and I truly think that's so valuable. If you had to put it in simple terms, what do you think the impact of the KFC Youth Foundation is, or KFC's support has had on young people?
Oh, transformational, if I had to say on one word. We've been partnering with KFC since 2019. and they raised over $3.5 million for Reach Out. In that time that we sort of seen the launch of our peer chat service, and that is a one-to-one service that it was the first in Australia, and that really came from feedback from young people that traditional mental health is really intimidating, overwhelming. They really just want to talk to someone who gets it. And that's where Peer Chat kind of was born. And, KFC has seen, the introduction of that service, the growth. We started with 2 peer workers and 500 sessions in a 12-month period. We're now a team of 20 peer workers and over 4,500 sessions. That impact and that kind of that innovation wouldn't have been possible without KFC. And it's that ongoing support and that commitment to wanting to support the future of mental health for young people it is completely incredible. In few terms, transformational and incredible.
That's awesome to hear. I think it's really important. We like to hit on at KFC a lot when we do sort of fundraising initiatives on the why. And I think you've really well articulated like the why behind the reasons we do this. Obviously, when the KFC Youth Foundation was in its infancy, we really latched onto the idea that this is for the people that work for us, right? We're trying to give back to, the everyday person that's within our companies. So it's really awesome to hear everything you've just said around how that's the priority, and it's just awesome to have those resources available. So if you could send one message back to our KFC teams and our customers who contribute, what would you say?
I think first I would say thank you so much for all of the incredible work. The Retzels family is so incredibly dedicated and wonderful, and I've been so honoured to be able to work with the teams and come visit you guys. And I think it's just an incredible community you have built. I think another thing I'd like to kind of mention is you never know what someone is going through, and I think for a lot of young people in particular, it can feel like if you're going through a tough time, it's not worth talking to someone or think about how you feel. But I really want to encourage people that everyone deserves a little bit of help sometimes. There's a lot going on in the world, and I would really encourage that no matter how big or how small, always know that there is someone who's, whether it's in your network or someone at Reach Out, there is always someone there who is there to listen, to support you, and to help you feel better when it feels like there's a lot going on. So always know that we are here, and it's just thank you all for your incredible support.
Oh, thank you so much. I got so much out of our conversation, as I always do. But thank you for your time, and thank you for spending this lovely few minutes with me talking about all things Reach Out.
Thank you, Nadine, and thank you to all of our listeners.